Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I want to take a minute to say 2 ledgers are going to be given away on April 1st if we reach 70,000 subscribers, and guys, we're less than 900 subscribers away, so subscribe now. You could win a Ledger Nano S or X. I will be giving them away on April 1st if we reach that number, so subscribe now. Anyway, let's get back to it. So this from CHARLIEBILELLO on Twitter, asset class returns over the last 10 years, and I think this is likely, at least partially, the reason why people are getting so excited about cryptocurrencies. Look at the returns over the last decade, and up here you guys can see the years. This year obviously being the year 2021. And for 2021, it gives you guys returns years to date. Commodities, US cash, gold, EM stocks, US total bond market, just giving you guys some of the categories here. Tips, EM bonds, investment grade bonds, high yield bonds, EAFE stocks, preferred stocks, long duration treasuries, US REITs, US small caps, large caps, NASDAQ, and right at the top, Bitcoin. And even just look at 2011 to 2021 right over here on the chart. Commodities over the last decade are down 37.4%, and then US cash up 4.8%. We can see these numbers. I'm not going to read them all out to you, but look at Bitcoin. The cumulative return of Bitcoin over 1 decade is over 17.7 million % in gains. If we look at it on an annualized basis, it's 225.5% year over year. So it gives you guys a sense of what your Bitcoin could have done over the last decade had you gotten in 2011. Of course, people are getting in this market now, and they're thinking to themselves, can I still make this kind of money? Let me play you this clip real quick from Squawk Box. It is with Brian Brooks, the former OCC chair. Here's what he has to say about cryptocurrencies.
It's very perplexing to me, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I will give him the first statement, that it's highly volatile, and at this point, it's tough to use for transactions. But then he says it's not really a store of value, and then says it's essentially a substitute for gold. So the 4,000, 5,000 year store of value that we know historically is gold. And he just said it's like gold, but it's not a store of value. So does he not think gold is a store of value? And with what the Fed's doing right now, is $1? Is he really making the case that that's a store of value?
Well, hey, Joe, you're thinking about it exactly the right way. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. So first of all, as a store of value, I would just say there's a reason people have flocked to Bitcoin in the last year, right? Which is something else happened in the last year. And that is that we increased the money supply by 40%. So when you do that in a world of supply and demand, it means that the dollar is at least a 40% less good store of value than it was a year ago. And that is one of the reasons people look to Bitcoin. But Joe, the point I really want to make is the dollar may not actually be backed by anything. Obviously, we went off the gold standard in the Nixon administration. But cryptocurrencies actually are backed by something. They're backed by underlying networks. And what you're buying when you buy a crypto token, whether it's Bitcoin or anything else, is you're buying a piece of a financial network that's being built to transact all kinds of stuff. And the number of things that have gone on chain in the last 2 years is enormously high. That's why the cryptocurrency market today is almost a $2 trillion market. I believe in the wisdom of crowds, personally, and I think that there's kind of like forces of the future at work here and then forces of the status quo. I think the crowds are telling you that these networks are where finance is going in the future. I'd want to be part of that.
So Brian Brooks, obviously very cryptocurrency friendly, as we know, and I think he gives a very good reasoning for why people are buying into cryptocurrencies, buying into Bitcoin specifically. This is a new emerging asset class, and for many speculative traders, they're just looking at the price. Let me just bring up Bitcoin real quick here. I don't want to dwell on Bitcoin price at the moment. We are still doing quite well. At the recording of this video, Bitcoin trading up near $58,000. So coming out of this retracement, and if this is the final low, we have made another higher low. The next question is, are we going to make a higher high? So that's the question for Bitcoin. But just back to my point, we are in a speculative cryptocurrency market, and the institutional money is witnessing this. They are seeing opportunities, and I think this is likely just going to become more mainstream as time goes on. Now, cryptocurrencies, not just for spec trading, of course, they do have real world utility. And because of decisions like the SEC's decision to sue Ripple, this has put a halt on XRP utility, at least in the interim. Okay, this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Jeremy Hogan feels that the SEC's decision to sue Brad and Chris has backfired since its actions have opened the SEC up to all sorts of discovery requests from Ripple and its execs because there is a knowledge requirement that needs to be fulfilled. Let me get into this, guys. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ripple lawsuit, where we are today, and where we could possibly see ourselves in the not too distant future. So for a case of this nature, so this is talking specifically about the Brad and Chris part. For a case of this nature, that is unheard of. By extension, it also means that whatever the case's ruling might be, the judgment will have a precedential aspect to it, and it will have far-reaching implications. This, guys, I think is what's really important. Part of the takeaway here is that this is going to set precedent for other cryptocurrencies in the future. For starters, why did the SEC choose to charge Ripple executives personally? No one knows for sure, not even the SEC, but popular attorney Jeremy Hogan is one of many who has offered a guess. So according to Hogan, in my experience, you bring in Brad and Chris because you want to apply a lot of pressure on Ripple to get this solved. There was also a lot of money involved in the sale of XRP, Hogan claimed, alluding to the speculation that the SEC might have been interested in disgorging profits in the present case. Alas, the attorney feels that the SEC's decision to do so has backfired badly since its actions have opened the agency up to all sorts of discovery requests from Ripple and its executives because there is a knowledge requirement that needs to be fulfilled. So, Jeremy Hogan talks a lot about this, getting into some of the details with regards to this case. He has made a series of great videos and keeps updating us on this to get his legal perspective. And to me, what it seems like is this case is just getting messier and messier. The SEC, in a lot of ways, is not really staying strong and solid to their point. Some could argue that, their point was never strong and solid to begin with, but to me it seems like it's just becoming unraveled more and more every single day. So, this paragraph continues going on to talk about discovery documents and Ripple requesting the Bitcoin and Ether documents. Hogan says that these actions were a mistake by the SEC. What does this mean? Well, that depends on what the final judgment will be. Thanks to the one-of-a-kind nature of this case, the case's ruling will have precedential value. Ergo, if the ruling is unfavorable to the SEC's allegations against Larson and Garlinghouse, the SEC will have to tweak its legal strategy for the next lawsuit. Will there be a next lawsuit, however? Yes, said Jeremy Hogan, with the attorney implying that the SEC's actions have opened a Pandora's box on the question of regulatory agencies overreaching themselves, especially if XRP at the end of the lawsuit is indeed judged to be a security. So if XRP is judged to be a security, obviously that's not going to be good for anybody in the crypto space. We also have this, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. SEC claims XRP hodlers want to cash out of their crypto at a profit. So this with regards to a secondary part of this. This has to do with the class action lawsuit filed by John Deaton. In the March 26 letter to federal judge Annalisa Torres, George Tenreiro, a senior trial attorney at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, urges the courts to prevent XRP hodlers from intervening in the Ripple case. Allowing their intervention would result in confusion, he says, and unmanageable complexity. According to the SEC, XRP investor Vladi Zakhanov, who filed a class action lawsuit against Ripple in June of 2018, would also need a seat at the table together with other hodlers who allege that the company was selling the token as an unregistered security. So this is the claim that the SEC is making, that it would actually just make it more confusing. Moreover, if the court permitted movements to intervene, all other XRP hodlers, including a large class of XRP investors who have already sued defendant Ripple Labs Inc. or Ripple for unregistered offers and sales of XRP securities, would likely seek to intervene as well. And then Tenreiro claims that John Deaton, who filed his pre-motion letter last week on behalf of 10,000 XRP hodlers, is primarily motivated by potentially selling tokens to other investors at a profit. Movin's primary motivation appears to be to reinstate speculative trading of XRP on digital asset platforms so that Movin may sell XRP to another investor at a profit. So now they're accusing XRP hodlers of just wanting it to be reinstated, of course, to be able to sell XRP at a profit. Well, what else is a spec market for? I mean, I'm going to be the first one to say, yeah, I want to profit from my XRP. Will I agree, though, that Ripple's actions have directly affected XRP price? I think there's enough proof to suggest otherwise. XRP is an open source cryptocurrency. Of course, Ripple also utilizes XRP, but it is not the only one. And I think it's very clear XRP has not moved on Ripple news. If anything, it is moving on lawsuit news, ironically brought forth by the SEC, the body who claims they seek to protect investors. So John Dean, a little upset about this. XRP hodlers, I don't know how to address or counter this SEC argument without coming off sarcastic and rude. So this retweeted out by I Am Legion. Every time I start to write a response, words like dumb, idiotic, moronic, and imbecilic keep coming up. Maybe I should just ignore it. I think there are a lot of people in the XRP community who likely are thinking of a lot worse words than that, John. Keep up the good work, Mr. Deaton. I believe you're an invaluable asset to the XRP community, and I believe a lot of people in the XRP community would agree with me on that. So there was also this part to the SEC's response to intervention in this. I got from Jeremy Hogan's video, guys. I will link this video down in the description of this video if you guys want to watch the full thing. I do suggest you watch it. Jeremy Hogan does bring up some very interesting points here. I am going to read you this. On December 22nd, 2020, the SEC filed this action, alleging as relevant here that defendants Ripple Labs and Ripple's two CEOs engaged in unregistered offerings and sales of XRP from 2013 through to December 2020 in violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933. At the heart of the SEC's case is its contention that defendants offered and sold XRP as investment contracts and therefore securities under the SEC versus the Howey case from back in 1946. And Jeremy Hogan brings up a very good point here. They are talking in the past tense. They offered and sold XRP, the past tense, meaning 2013 to 2020. And what Jeremy Hogan is suggesting is that this could be some inclination that the SEC wants to come to a settlement with regards to XRP sales from the years 2013 to the years 2020. From here on out, we could see XRP sales resume. There's so much evidence already to point to the fact that XRP is being utilized in a real-world setting, so I think it would be foolish for the SEC to try to prove that XRP is still a security today, and I don't actually think that they truly believe that or are likely willing to prove that today. So the issue is the XRP sales in the past. Was it treated as a security, and how they'll deal with that. But guys, moving forward, this is going to be great for relisting XRP trading resuming, and not only that, Ripple to get back down to business, not only selling XRP, not only releasing XRP from their escrow, but continuing to forge ahead with the Internet of Value, utilizing XRP, that cryptocurrency, for the method of movement. So January 2021 and onward, looking very bright, according to Jeremy Hogan. We just got to see. And there's another thing here that I wanted to mention with regards to this whole lawsuit and how we are going to be classifying cryptocurrencies. This from El Crypto King here on Twitter. SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce says some crypto sales may be illegal in the United States. Now, we talk about Ripple and XRP, and we're talking about how Ripple treated XRP at that moment in time. But listen to this, guys. U.S. Security and Exchange Commissioner Hester Peirce warns that sales involving a specific type of crypto asset may be considered unlawful under some circumstances. So during the third Security Token Summit on Thursday, Peirce sheds light on whether non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, could be considered securities. The whole concept of an NFT is it's supposed to be non-fungible, so it's supposed to be unlike anything else, which means that it's, I think in general, less likely to be a security. But people are being very creative in the types of NFTs that they're putting out there. It's a wonder what some people will pay for. I think given that creativity, as with anything else, you should be asking some questions. NFTs have unique cryptographic attributes, which means that the blockchain can attest to the originality of ownership of some digital assets. As you guys know, I'm sure some of you have been doing your research on NFTs. You know that some outlandish prices have been paid for certain non-fungible token-related assets, like the $69 million product that graphic artist Beeple sold. CryptoMom adds that some practices may deem an NFT as an unregistered security, making its sale illegal. So Hester Peirce goes on to say, if you're doing something where you are saying, I'm selling you this thing and I'm going to build this, I'm going to put a lot of effort into building something so that this thing that you are buying has a lot of value, that's going to raise some kinds of questions that the ICOs have raised. And so you've got to be very careful when you do something like that. You also have to be careful if you decide to take a bunch of these NFTs and put them in a basket and then break them apart and sell them for a fraction of the interest. If they're selling for $69 million, you might want to break them up and sell fractional interest, and then you better be careful that you are not creating something that is an investment product, because that's a security. So NFTs may be impacted in part by the precedent-setting Ripple lawsuit that is currently in the courts. I gotta say, I would hate to be working at the SEC at this moment in history, considering all these changes are occurring, on the backdrop of a pandemic, no less. Of course, the pandemic is likely part of the reason why we're seeing a lot of these changes in the financial system. But anyway, the SEC obviously sounds like they know they are backing themselves into a corner, or rather they have backed themselves into a corner. And I think a settlement is inevitable. How long before we settle? Well, that's a good question. Tell me down in the comments what you guys think. And please subscribe to the channel, guys. Less than 900 subscribers away to 70,000 subscribers. You could win a Ledger Nano S or X. I'm giving one away, but we got to reach 70,000 by March 31st. Only a few days away. And like the video, guys, if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.